I'm not used to using a mic, so I'm going to do this one. Okay. Hi guys. I just want to share a bit about just the way that God's been speaking to me throughout, I guess, my time here at BCA. And it's like I'd like to say that it's just been steady progress all the way through, and that it's just been growth from beginning to end. But there's been a lot of hard times and a lot of times where I felt really distant from God. And it's like I feel like generally the times when I feel farthest from God are the times when I'm focused most on myself. It's like I realize the joy and peace that comes like when God's first in my life, but a lot of times it's like I somehow move back to the center of the universe and I feel like it's all about me again. And whenever that happens, it's like I'm in a place where Satan can feed me lies. Because if I'm not centered on God, then I'm not centered on the truth. And so it's like it's easier for me to believe things about myself which aren't true. And it's like I could make like a timeline of the different lies I believed from all throughout secondary. And it's just like God has to keep drawing me back to the truth. And it's like whenever I am able to like put my focus back on Him, it's like all of a sudden these lies are replaced with truths. And it's like it's like He answers these and says, no, what you're believing is not true, and this is what's true. And one of the main truths that He's been teaching me is that He's the one who defines me. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of a timeline of the different things I thought throughout secondary. And I don't know if all of these are going to apply to you. I'm hoping that maybe one of these does. And so in 7th and 8th grade, the main lie that I believed was that my performance defined me. And for me, this was grades. And this might sound really like obnoxious and stupid, but it's like I got like a B on an assignment. I was really upset. Yeah, he's laughing because it was like really serious. Like I had it all worked up in my head that it's like I had to get A's, otherwise I don't know, I was like worthless, or it's like I believed that like my parents would be upset with me, which didn't make any sense because they were always telling me that I didn't have to get good grades for them to like me, because I think they noticed this. But it's like I genuinely believed that it's like if I got A's, I was a good person and I was okay. And it's like God had to tell me, no, Emma, I'm the one who defines you. As well as you perform, it's not going to make me love you more. I just want you the way you are. In 9th and 10th grade, the main lie that I believed was that other people define me. And so this meant, like, everything, like, the end and beginning of my world was whether I thought people liked me. And it's like I was so concerned with other people's opinions about, I don't know, the way I looked or the way I acted. And it's like just, this became everything to me. And so it's like, it would come to a point where it's like, if I felt liked, I was like satisfied. But it wouldn't last very long, because the minute like I'm in a group of people and I feel kind of like maybe on the outside, or I look over and that person has like a whole group of friends surrounding them, it's like I would feel worthless or like I didn't have value. And again, it's like God just had to tell me, other people's opinions of you don't define who you are, because you're never going to be satisfied with that. It's like the only thing you're going to be satisfied by is by Him and by His truth. And so then getting more recent, in 11th grade and this year, the main thing that I've been struggling with is feeling like my sin defines me. And this has come kind of with like the recognition of just how like deep selfishness is inside of me. And this is even like looking back to those years where I was so obsessed with performance and obsessed with other people's opinions. And it just shows how like self-centered I am. And it's like with that like recognition, instead of being like, oh good, like now I've noticed this and now I can move on, I just felt really guilty all the time, because it's not like I had complete victory over those things. I mean, like I feel like it's a lifelong process, learning to care most about God's opinion and what God thinks of me. And so for a long time, the hardest thing for me has been believing that it's like sin is who I am. Like I can't get it out of me. It's like I'm always going to be selfish, and so I feel like I can't break free, and so this is just who I am. But that's not at all true. But it's just so easy when you become self-centered to start believing these things about yourself. And so, it's like, yeah, like I said, it's like I still struggle with each one of these things. It's not like I conquered each one. They keep coming back. And I think I'm going to have to keep learning that God defines me all the way up until I'm old, if I get there. But it's like, I feel like, I don't know, it's so hard when you believe that that your performance defines you, or other people define you, or your sin defines you, because it's constantly beating you down. And it's like, you think about the most successful person in the world, or an actor who has all the friends and everybody admires them. It's like even they are empty inside. And to me, this is huge evidence for the fact that Jesus exists, because it's nothing. We keep thinking that these things in the world are going to satisfy us, but it's the only thing that's going to satisfy us is Jesus. And it's until we have that filling our lives, we don't really know what satisfaction is. We just have this idea of, well, if I get there, I'm going to be happy, finally. And I feel like this is just for me, this is a huge reason to believe that Jesus exists, because it's the peace I feel when I remember that He defines me is incredible. And I feel like that's the answer for am I the timeout person? I feel like it's with believing that my sin defines me. It's it would. That's something that I realized this year. It's my sin would be what defines me. But it's that's what Jesus did. And so it's when God looks at me, He doesn't see the selfishness and the self-centeredness and the greed that's inside of me. What He sees is Jesus and the beauty and perfection of Jesus. And that is just, I just want to encourage you guys to not chase after, being the best, or having everyone like you, or being perfect. Because again, it's those things are just going to leave you empty and make you feel awful about yourself. And I want you to realize that it's Jesus can be the one who defines you and gives your life value and meaning, because all these other things aren't going to do that. So, yeah, it took me a long time to realize this, and I'm still trying to learn it, but I'm just hoping that this means something to you guys.